Hello YouTube, Conductor165 here, and today I'll be talking about how I made and what I've done to the custom Thomas model. So first off, this is actually a Hornby Triang Ginty model. I will actually here have a look at this. This is what it's actually based off. These two are identical. The body was actually the exact same. As you can see on the front boiler, it still says 16440. I got two of these many years back for Christmas, and they both needed a service. So once we serviced them, we got them going, and they ran for a bit, but then I took them apart and left them on a shelf, stupidly. But I rebuilt them both and made a custom motor for one of them, and I tend to be using one more than the other. So what I did was I thought, paint the bad one, service them both, and now they're both fairly decent. So first off, we'll look at this one, the 16440 Ginty Locomotive. I'll have a picture of what it is in the real world now. It would be for shunting, genuine things that Ginty would do. Now as for this one, it's missing its rear buffers, though they just pull out and go back in. But as for the model, it is very nice with the yellow lining, the yellow with black shadow on the 16440. It's got its own logo there. What is that actually? I can't tell from here. I'm looking through the screen. It's a bit small to see in real life. It's got, I think, real metal whistles, not printed. And this bit of detail is removable, this pipe work. But it does its job. There's room for one on the other side, but we didn't get that when we bought these models. So yeah, that's the body. And the interesting thing is, the body and the chassis of this engine is compatible with Hornby Thomas, any era of Hornby Thomas actually, Hornby Duck and Hornby Diesel, and any other model in the range that had a 060 chassis. Now going into the motor of the thing, it's a big motor. So this is a 4X motor or something like that, 4XX. I might be wrong about that. I'll have the name on the screen now. And it's a very old design. Where modern engines now would have pickups on both sides of the engine going to a simple motor, this is a Hornby Triang motor. So it picks up from one side and goes straight to one of the brushes, whereas the other side picks up through the wheels into the body, and then goes straight to the motor here. So the whole body picks up the power. It's a clever idea, and it's minimizing wires, apart from this great big long green one. But yeah, it's a clever design. And you can see the pins here that would hold the front and the back here. And as the motor would turn, it would turn the front wheel with this big grey gear. And that's how it'd run. Simple. Now as for the Ginty Thomas, which is what this video is about, I painted the entire body blue, a decent dark blue paint, and I did do the top of the boiler here, but when I was referencing it to pictures of the E2 Thomas, owned by the Reverend Awdry. If you want to see what that is, check out the Narrow Gauge Railway Museum, running the Thomas engine on the Reverend, I think, Ffarquhar branch line. I based this engine off that best as I could. So once the entire model was painted blue with a few layers, it's a bit hard to see on camera, but you can see brush marks. I've never worked with spray paint. But I removed the body, and I removed this added detail, and painted blue. I've even added a figurine in the cab to make it look like someone's actually at the controls. But yeah, with it wasn't easy, because I'm not very good with paint, but did the red lining around the boiler, did the striping on top of the boiler best I could. There was already 3D printed lines there. I just went over them in red. And I noticed in the video that he had like a gold cap on the funnel, like Duck. Yeah, I have yet to make a video of Hornby Duck actually. He's still got the same brass whistles as well. I think that's brass. It's a type of metal. And yeah, apart from that, not much else was done. I did realise that this was meant to be black, but when I was rewatching the video, I noticed it was black, so I repainted it, just gone over it. And the last thing is, I painted the blue steps and the running board black, whereas the other one would have a white and red line going down and black feet going up. And as for the wheels, the middle of the wheels are plastic, so they were just painted blue, and a few coats weren't too bad. It has been ran quite a few times, that's why the colour is gone a little bit. Just trying to turn my light on, there you go. So you can see there is blue there, it's just faded a little. But the hard thing was the connecting rods. I had to paint them a few times, and then when I fitted them, the paint would chip away quite easily. So it stayed on decent, but hopefully there's a better way of doing it. So yeah, that covers my Ginty Thomas. It's nothing special, unless you're working with spray paints and really high detailed items. Then what I've done is quite a simple job for a beginner railway modeller. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed having a look at this engine and the very simple things I did to make it this way. I will say though, before any of you, if you're young modelers, decide to paint a locomotive, discuss it with your parents first. Never paint a model without making sure it's not a rare one or it's dead expensive. These models were second hand. So, and because I had two of them as well, it wouldn't hurt just to paint one of them. So, I reiterate, do not model trains if you're not used to it, or at least ask a parent. But yeah, apart from that, you're going to get some shots now of these two running, so hopefully you've enjoyed, and you'll notice some change on the layout from a previous video I made of the Bachmann Rusty review and the layout update. So yeah, thanks for watching, and enjoy the running session. Thank you.